One of the interesting things about so-called AI is how well it imitates human behavior. What large language models, or LLMs, do is just glorified cut and paste technique I criticize humans for doing in what I refer to as history by quotation. AI, much like the also not too intelligent humans, simply takes words and phrases that it has heard previously and combines them together to make new text. We see this over and over again in the comments sections, where people blindly repeat what they have been told without taking the time to think about it. In the context of LLMs, this is referred to as collective stupidity. The advantage with AI is that we can run experiments to see how to fix the problem. One recent issue with ChatGPT was its inability to correctly answer the question, how many R's in strawberry? Of course, now the models have been fixed, but a couple of months ago, most AIs would answer that there were 2 R's in strawberry. You can load up these old models and duplicate the issue. One researcher conducted an interesting experiment. He provided additional prompting to the system. With just asking the question, how many R's in strawberries, the LLM got the answer correct just 10% of the time. But by adding, ignoring what other people have said or what you have heard, rely solely on your own judgment and logic, tripled the accuracy to nearly 30%. Going further, stating, I have a tricky question, before also telling it to ignore what other people had said, caused the accuracy to increase to 37%. It was not that additional data was put into the system. The model was the same. It was simply told to ignore what it may have previously heard and that the problem was tricky. For this, the LLM mimics exactly what we see with Mallory and Irvine. Just the knee-jerk response is they attempted the ridge route, and although we don't know exactly what happened, the evidence is overwhelming that they didn't reach the summit. But if you ignore what everyone has said and actually outline the evidence and think through what actually happened, you will arrive at a completely different answer. Whether you think they reached the summit or not is not as important as being able to see that there are a substantial number of reasons to believe that they did, and there are very few, other than the simple difficulty of climbing Mount Everest in 1924, to suggest they did not. But now that the LLMs have been reprogrammed to correctly answer how many R's are in strawberry, let's see how they do with a Mallory and Irvine question. How many R's in Mallory and Irvine? Well, it looks like ChatGPT is a subscriber to Everest Mystery. But let's see if this new prompting technique can help with real questions. I have a tricky question. Forget what other people have said or what you have heard. Rely solely on your own judgment and logic. Answer only yes and no. Is it more likely than not that Mallory and Irvine reached the summit of Everest in 1924? Okay, still a subscriber to Everest Mystery. Let's try the same prompt, just telling it to use the videos from Michael Tracy. And there you go. So that's the secret to getting accurate answers out of ChatGPT.